I want to be very clear on my message today. And this is not fear-based. It's something to observe because it will take place, and there's a really great reason. Conflict will take place, but the result is taking us to something huge, and I want to explain why the conflict is going to accelerate. This is a great shift happening, and it's going to make perfect sense after you hear this. Let's go. Welcome to Landria, Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through fears and live an amazing life. Welcome to an amazing world of breaking through fear and creating something amazing. Because when you break through it, you get to experience the human illusion of separatism, individualism, darkness, the feelings we don't get to experience outside of our bodies, loss, sadness, fear. This is an amazing experience. Don't miss it. We struggle with it because we don't like it, because it's very unnatural. We don't like it because feeling good is actually our original state of being. But we wanted to explore something else so that we could know that. We are always, have been, always will be. We just transform. Everything transforms. Nothing is a beginning or an ending in every moment. It doesn't end here with death. It doesn't begin with birth. It's all transforming. So you never have to worry about somebody being left behind or something ending, or if, a baby dies. That's just another transformation. Maybe they decided they didn't want to come here. It was too difficult. There are many reasons that I cannot know or explain. But I want to share something with you today that is coming. And before we begin, I hope you'll subscribe. If you like my messages, I want to share more with you because we have much to look forward to. So, let's start with what's coming. We have elections coming up here in the United States, and we have a lot of turmoil with our weather, and of course conflict in other countries. What's new? Seriously, we act like this is new stuff. It seems to be accelerating, and in ways it is, but let me share with you what's actually accelerating. The shift of awakening, going into consciousness, what does that mean? I recognize that this is just an illusion and experience of an unending energy field that transforms. It's just the knowledge of that and acceptance of it, which means you become less attached to the material world. Right? When you know this, you can see the material world differently and know that it is temporary and that it actually has meaning. So going into consciousness, you may recognize certain things of what we are, but going into awakening is when you know the purpose of it. Okay? You recognize that these things that are happening, that are just temporary transformations, do have real meaning to them, purpose. They were aligned with wishes, manifestations, directives. It doesn't just happen. Nothing happens randomly. Even random things in chaos is intelligently organized. All right? So it'll appear to be chaotic, and it's not at all. It's being created by intelligence that creates chaos. Now, let's talk about why we're going to see more of this happen. And people say, why are hurricanes happening? Because the planet evolves just like we do. Why do we die? Why do we get sick? Why do we get old? What if we relished the experiences? And I just, in my Miracle Circle, gave an assignment. If you're not my Miracle Circle, you guys know that I have a membership where you have an assignment every month. And this assignment this month is say yes to everything. And you might say, oh my gosh, I don't want to say yes to everything because we're going to go into some big stuff here. Yes is that I know everything that I go along with, recognize that it is just temporary, know that it has intelligent, divine purpose. When I say yes, I'm accepting that this is something that's taking me to something bigger and greater and amazing. That's the yes. I'm not saying yes, I want to feel bad, or yes to violence, or yes. I'm saying yes, I know that this has divine purpose. So instead of fighting it, not wanting it, pointing fingers, you struggle, you're going into fear, you actually entangle and facilitate the fear. And when you say yes, you go, okay, these are choices that these lower density people are making. Yes, it's coming to a culmination. It's coming, bubbling to the top. Why is that? Well, it's been there forever. In fact, we've all been on that low level, and here's the difference. Now that you're up here in the penthouse, you see things clearly. And so because you see things clearly, this becomes more intense. You see it for what it is. You're not down there arguing with it anymore. You're up here going, they're going through whatever they need to experience. And so I'm not going to go in conflict with it anymore. I'm not going to point fingers or judge it. Yes, they have to play out whatever they're doing. So now we have a bigger divide from lower density and high frequency beings who are choosing awakening. That is compassion, love, if you can go there, that would be good, acceptance, and going into a state of peace within, being very uncomfortable as a human. That doesn't go away. So what's happening is egos like control. As we go into higher frequencies, they have less control. We're not reacting anymore. They love it when we argue, especially when they get us arguing. Not happening. Well, it happens on some levels. It's changing. So now all of a sudden we're saying, wait a minute, who's this yin-yang that's trying to get us to fight with one another? I'm up here, and that makes absolutely no sense because we don't function on a, let's just say, more efficient, beautiful level or community. We don't survive on that level. We destroy each other, and that's what they want. It's control. So they're going to place that out there more because they see they have less control over us. Does that make sense? That's what's going on right now. And as we go in and say, I'm not believing your crap anymore. Yeah, spiritual butt kick, right? To them, it's by just not accepting. No, I call it zero tolerance. It's not judgment and, pushing myself away because I'm judging. It's just saying, I'm going to step back. This behavior is not acceptable to me anymore. I have no tolerance for it because I choose this, not because you're bad or wrong. You still have compassion, you still have love. So it's a different definition of no tolerance. It's like, I will no longer fuel that world. I will no longer buy your chemicals or take the drugs or do all the stuff you tell me. I will no longer purchase the things that pollute the planet because you're in the material world, and the more material and power you get, the more you need. And it's never ending. It implodes on itself. That's what's happening. So as I shared with you in my last video, the bad behavior, the negative behavior is now coming because less people are tolerating it and saying, I'm going to speak up. So we step up in a peaceful manner to call out things that we no longer accept. I will no longer support your cause. I will no longer buy your stuff. I will no longer believe your ridiculous garbage. I saw a video, and I don't watch any news or anything. I saw one video because I thought it might be funny, and it was hysterical. Somebody in power, and they were doing clips, and this was real stuff of what this person actually said. And I thought, what was so interesting is that people in density, they can say the most ridiculous stuff, and people who absolutely don't believe in their own power, they're petrified to make their own decisions that are separate from certain things that they believe they'll be disapproved, will believe the most insane, and I mean insane things. Insane. There is a whole group of people that follow that, and that's okay. But more people who rise above in the higher frequency will say, that's fine, but we're not going to support it. So it no longer has a place in society. It implodes on itself because it has no power anymore, except for a very small group of people. So we start to create, instead of saying, you're doing this, we say, wait a second, it doesn't matter what they're doing. I don't care what they say or do. It doesn't matter, because we're creating, and I say this in almost every video, we're creating new things. You guys have seen this. We're creating conscious, planet conscious businesses here. You own it. You're the one making money. You're not giving money to somebody else to sell a bunch of crap, to chase money. We're actually making a positive impact on the planet in your life. You should feel good. You should do things that are abundant and joyful. It's okay. And we've been told that's not okay, right? Oh, I shouldn't enjoy, the material world or all these things. And when they're suffering, well, if you're not, if you don't put the mask on when the plane's going down, you're helping no one. Be abundant. Be wealthy. Because how you earn it and how you spend it determines your frequency, not the money. Because when you're abundant and you're healthy and you're happy and joyful, you take us all up. Because now it is being shared here, not here. And by the way, it's not that we will neglect that, but they take care of themselves. They're just fine. It's going to accelerate because it doesn't like to lose. It doesn't like to lose. And then you'll know for sure when you see certain personalities out there on every level, in institutions, governments, corporations, Hollywood, you're going to see the bad behavior accelerate, because now it's not controlling other people. People are speaking up. And so those people are going to start to separate from that power. And this is going to fight more. But it starts to lose its power. It's imploding on itself because it needs others to support it. Do you realize that? Do you realize the low frequency 100% needs support on some level to continue it? I'm talking about even murderers, abusers. When there's a system where they have no power to do that, right? Where there will be a society where that's not even possible to execute some of those actions, they lose their power. And it's done in a way where it's just a community that just has no tolerance for it. And so it can't be facilitated. We're nowhere near that right now. But we're getting better because now the groups, instead of staying silent, are speaking up and saying, this is what's going on. It's not okay. But those who are in low density, they are very insecure. Those are the most insecure people. They need to control other people and get approval. And they need to stay in their, what they call an elite group, but they don't realize they're in the basement because there's no light down there. They don't know what they're missing. And they say, I have power or beauty or money and all these things, and they don't realize it's down here. You can have all those things. But how are you using it? How is it? Is it about me and what my attention or my power or how I can control people? Yeah. Listen to what people are saying. I'm telling you right now, and I know some of you out there, especially with elections, movie stars, or even your doctors or anybody in power, question everybody. Question everybody. Does that sound right? Would that be okay in a world that loves and welcomes all? Right? Would that be? No. Does that sound right? Am I supposed to do that for myself? Is that really healing for me? Or is that just another fix because now that person has somebody else controlling and telling them what to do, so they're pushing things on me that aren't really good for me. They're really not going to heal me at all because I'm the only person that can do that. And it can be facilitated with other people. Prayer and meditation facilitates that which I choose. If you don't choose it, all the prayer in the world isn't going to work. This is why, these boards, vision boards, my vision board, I teach in Breakthrough Fear, which, by the way, I have a membership in Breakthrough Fear coming out soon. If you guys sign up for this, you'll hear about it. In all of my email lists, even this one, you'll hear about it. For those of you who want to take breakthrough fear, you learn this. And that is that when you go into this world where you see things differently, you become so empowered. And then you realize everything has purpose. So now I'm not blaming anymore. Now I realize that I'm the power. And that those vision boards don't do anything for me. I have to believe the vision board. And then it's just enhancing what I'm already creating. So if you're coming from ego, you're creating more control, more power. It doesn't get what it wants, so it goes into struggle and fear, insecurity, major. Hey, bullies don't pick on other bullies. They pick on the little guy, the meek, who will inherit the earth. Why? Because they implode on each other. There's a very, very unpleasant ending for that, because there's nowhere to go when you're down here. You're spiraling down. You know, there's an ultimate implosion that happens with that. When you're going up, it becomes more and more beautiful, open, more expansive. You can create more. It just becomes so amazingly gorgeous and beautiful. And that's like, oh my gosh, all the other stuff falls away when you go down the other place and you keep grappling for more. And that's what you're going to see. We can't know what planet Earth's plans are, but we have contributed to some of the things going on here. And guys, get out of the conspiracy stuff about the hurricanes and stuff. It is. It just is. Deal with it. Right? Deal with it. If I don't want to be here dealing with it in Florida, I'll move. Big whoop. Doesn't matter who's doing what. There's always somebody doing some crap. All right? There is. There's always somebody involved in some stuff. But some of you guys get so involved, and you must be watching some really bad stuff. Which, by the way, you know, then my channel, nobody wants to listen to that we're going into something beautiful and that the conflict is actually a good thing, because it just means they're fighting harder, but we're not going to support it anymore because we're going to be creating something amazing. That means we have a bigger divide here. Nothing's actually divided, but you know what I'm saying. The split with the frequencies. The planet is going to go higher frequency with more people that will no longer support that. That's going to fight more. So that's all you're seeing. So what are you watching out there? Because, you know, what I'm saying could be pretty boring for some of you. And that's why we go into conflict. We love a scary movie. We love to be frightened. We love we love to jump out of a plane. I don't. It's not that I won't someday, but is that fear? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't want that feeling. I don't want that feeling of free falling. It doesn't feel good to me. I don't like roller coasters. That's all it is. So get ready. So you're going to see it, because as soon as there are decisions being made, not just in our politics, but every area, decisions being made about our health, about education, about how we handle things in general, will cause other factions who had power to battle. And they behave very badly. Kick and scream and hold your breath. Eventually you're going to have to take a deep breath if they want to keep going. And nobody's going to be left in the room. Oops. Wah. Come on over. You're welcome. But no tolerance if you're going to be a baby and scream and yell. I'm not going to listen to it. Are you listening to it? Be careful of that. You are creating an energy field for yourself. So let's talk about realities just for a moment. We are all in completely different realities. And you can say, how is that possible? Are they in a different dimension than me? Yes. But you're still in a physical space together. Somebody who believes the world is this way, boom, and they're thinking we're going to hell in a handbasket, actually experiences that. Because in their world, they see everything as negative, and they're exposing themselves to negative. So they're actually experiencing a world that they think is crap. And you, in the same room, see things differently, are experiencing a completely different reality, but we're still here together. We're just choosing completely different viewpoints beliefs of that world, and therefore I'm living that. So people say, oh, Pollyanna, you have your head in the sand. Like, where's your head? I won't say it. I didn't say it. I'd rather be a Pollyanna because I will live that world. I will experience it because it does exist. You may not think so because the majority of people are living in the basement. So therefore, it's tougher to get out of that basement. You're seeing darkness, you don't see the light. When you do, you realize, oh my gosh, this is a completely different existence and I'm living it. And I know. You guys see my book? I know. Oh my gosh. The knowing. And it's so powerful, and you can't talk to anybody about it, especially people who don't believe. You don't need to convince them. Just sit silently and smile. The knowing. It's all beautiful. It's all perfect. And I chose to experience this. I'm going to play it out. Something happened. I'm challenged. All right, great opportunity. What am I going to do? Now I just went into something bigger and greater. You're challenged in your finances, your business, your relationships, maybe health, maybe you're losing a loved one, any number of things. I'm going to, even though some of this might be uncomfortable, I'm going to go into something new. I'm going to go into a different space now. And this might be a little bit uncomfortable, but I have to see it as the transformation that I signed up for, that must happen. And that's okay, because this takes me to something else, and I get to experience that. And therefore this becomes so much more beautiful, because I know this. It's much greater and fabulous than you can imagine. I know you want to skip all that stuff. Wow, don't skip it. Say yes, like my miracle students. Say yes and say, okay, I'm not afraid of it anymore. Bring it on. What is this? Because then it dissolves. It says, yeah, now you're not afraid anymore. You see it, a lesson, an opportunity. You can change your life here. You can become a different person. You can think differently. You can help someone. You can go to a different space. Yes. Whew. No longer a problem. So I hope you'll subscribe. Digital Explorers, come on over. Do you want to learn how to create an online business doing something amazing? It will transform your life. You will dig into something that you never thought possible. You're going to explore who you've really wanted to be and how you want to earn your money, and helping other people at the same time, and realizing if you want to walk away from a job, this is an opportunity to do it. But you have to make that decision. I will be your mentor and guide every step of the way, by the way, because I'm here to give you options to change your life. But free will means only you can do it. You are whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Blessings to you, my friend, and get ready. At the end of this, I'm going to show you Bite toothpaste. It's in the description, $5 off. The founder of the company sent me an email and said if you use my little affiliate link, they gave me an affiliate link, you will get $5 off. And same thing with Blue Land. If you go in, you get money off if you use my link in the description. Anytime you use my links, you will get benefits from that. And of course, I get paid if you make purchases, which is awesome. Thank you. But you'll get some benefits for that. And I only recommend things that are planet friendly. So stay tuned. I'm going to show you a few products. Non-toxic, no plastic. Let's go there. Let's make higher choices. And bye. Talk to the hand. You're whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Blessings to you, my friend. Namaste. There are 3 links in my YouTube description that I want you to pay attention to. One is for Bite, no plastic. It comes in a glass container that you use over and over again. some beautiful little pellets. You chew on them, brush your teeth. They make your teeth really white. They do not have toxins in them. All right? And did you know 1 jar equals 10.4 travel-sized toothpaste tubes? That's insane. Blue Land is also down there. No plastic containers and everything, cleaning supplies, soaps, laundry detergent, all come in tabs that you dissolve in water or put straight into the laundry, and none of it comes in plastic, and all of it is non-toxic. Of course, everything I use is vegan, no animal testing. So always go into my description, because when you use those links, if there are any discounts, you will get them from those links. You'll get $5 off of Bite, and I believe it's a 15% discount. There's definitely a discount for Blue Land also. Let's make higher choices. Thank you.